Hey everybody, welcome to the post-credit show. I'm your host, Ronnie Williams.
And I'm Serge, the Urge for Surge.
Hey Serge, how you doing?
Happy October?
Yes, it's
Okay.
October, Halloween times for people.
Yeah.
We saw a somewhat Halloween-related movie.
That's what I was going to tell you. This is not a Halloween movie.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's not a scary movie either.
It's not a scary movie, but someone paints their face. There's what mask wearing.
Somewhat, yeah.
No candy.
No candy, you know.
They scare a little person really bad.
Who did they scare? Bruce? No.
I don't know, but it's the guy who kept saying, "Oh, Arthur." I love that part. But yeah, this is the post-credit show. We're very interactive. If you've seen the new movie or have seen any Joaquin Phoenix movies, let us know your favorite Joaquin Phoenix movies, and we'll talk about them.
I had to look up his movies again because I know I looked it up maybe a month ago. This guy came out of nowhere.
Are you kidding me?
He hasn't made anything
Oh,
good. Well, you know
oh.
what? Wait. He did make Gladiator. He was good in Gladiator.
Yes, Gladiator.
And that's it.
I'm going to throw a bunch at you, and the comments are going to be like, for shame, Sergio. But we like to start things up before we dive into spoilers. How soon should people see this film?
I'm going to say, the new Disney Plus?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm going to say watch it in theaters this month.
This month.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like your average rating.
A little below average.
Oh, how? What? You're killing me, Smalls. Oh, Gwen's already chiming in. I was going to totally give that one too. Signs. He was really good in Signs.
Oh, that's right. He's the
brother.
son or the brother.
Yeah, he's the brother to Mel Gibson.
But
Solid.
but Mel Gibson took the whole thing,
I mean, the kids were cute too in Signs.
But just think about it. The only thing you can remember from Signs is like the alien walking in that video.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I remember from Signs. But we'll dive into it. I say see it today, and I'll go at see it today is like one of our highest ratings. I'm going a step further. I want people to see it twice in theaters because I am definitely seeing this movie twice in theaters because I really want to focus in on like certain aspects, and we'll get into it in the discussion. Before we dive into spoilers for Joker and Joaquin Phoenix movies, did you see the trailer for Jexy?
No, what is that?
So it's Adam Levine. He has like this phone app, kind of like Siri, and it like tells him stuff, but like it looks like a fake movie. Like seems like the lowest hanging fruit, like what someone would come up with and then never do, and they actually did it.
I don't know. What is it about?
Just a guy, there's a female, helper app, and it gets jealous of his real human friends and stuff. And it's kind of related to Joaquin Phoenix because Joaquin Phoenix did the movie Her, where he falls in love with the AI on his phone.
Oh, that's right. I've seen that movie.
See, it's all comes around.
But it's a really weird movie.
That's
Actually,
a weird movie.
I haven't seen most. I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen parts of it.
It is an odd film, quirky as heck. Still, I enjoyed it pretty good. But this Jexy one, anybody who hasn't seen the trailer, I suggest go sing the trailer Jexy and let us know if you think it is a fake movie because it's pretty bad.
Okay.
Let's throw up that spoiler warning and dive into Joker. First thoughts. Rachel Williams already chimed in. I cared about the Joker. I felt bad for him. I found a lot of sympathy for Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. No?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like bullying or like life stomps you down,
Right.
So, this is how you take your revenge out on people. People crack,
Yeah, it reminded me quite a bit of Falling Down. You ever see that film?
No.
It's with Kirk Douglas. Like, he's stuck in traffic one day, and he just completely snaps, and he just goes around getting revenge on stuff that bothers him.
Oh.
Like, he wants to use a payphone, and he doesn't have change, so he wants to buy a soda because it's a hot day. And the guy's like, "Oh, that's 80 cents." Back when, sodas were 50 cents, and the guy's like, "No, it's 50 cents." And he like wrecks his store.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Falling Down's a great movie.
Uh,
Gwen saying he obviously had mental illness and couldn't get his meds. Yeah, like it almost seemed like him turning into the Joker was almost inevitable, the way the film framed it almost.
I mean, it wasn't only him. The whole city was collapsing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I loved this version of Gotham. Like, we'll do some comparisons to The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan's films. But yeah, that version of Gotham was definitely Chicago, and this one you could feel what this version of Gotham felt like, right?
New York.
Yes, definitely New York.
Yeah.
Like garbage everywhere.
Oh my God.
So much garbage, right?
Wow.
In New York.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for New York,
Well, and like they even mention in passing that there's a garbage strike. Like my kid's like, where are we gonna get our garbage?
Yeah, where are we gonna get our trash from?
And they mention super rats, and like I was like, are they gonna show these super rats? And they totally did at the end.
Yeah.
Right after the Waynes got killed. I can't believe they did it again. Like, it's like you cannot make a Batman-related movie without showing the Wayne's parents get murdered.
Every movie they get murdered.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the most popular scene ever. I'm surprised it wasn't in Suicide Squad for no reason. Watch it be in the new Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie. Just because.
Just because. Oh my God.
Watch it'll be in the Daredevil movie too.
There's a Daredevil movie coming out?
Eventually.
I hope not.
No word yet, actually, on that. Gwen saying it was hard to tell sometimes what was real or made up in his head.
Right. I brought up a question where did what's his name, Thomas Wayne, the dad?
Yeah, Thomas Wayne.
Was it actually Joker his son? And people were saying yes because there was a picture of him with her.
Yeah, that was interesting.
But the way I saw it was it looked like he was covering it up, and I assumed the same thing, but I only assumed, and I asked people online, and they were saying, no, it was dad, but
I cited that everything was pointing to no, he wasn't the dad, and then he finds the photo, and it says initial T.W. Thomas Wayne.
But what did it say?
I really like your smile.
But that doesn't mean he's in love with her.
Right. It's ambiguous.
Right,
so
exactly.
it's up to interpretation. So that's definitely one of the things I want to review it and, rewatch it, I should say.
I mean, if the picture, were they kissing in the picture? Everybody was telling me that picture, but I think they were
It was just her in it.
It was just her.
It was just a picture of her, but Thomas Wayne wrote it on the back, so maybe he took the photo. So I think they were kind of close. But I think she had filled in the gap to that they were lovers or something.
Yeah. So she hallucinated and then
right.
He was actually adopted.
Right.
But everybody was saying no, that he was actually the dad. But
I don't know. Loyal viewers, let us know what you think. Was Thomas Wayne the Joker's dad?
Well,
we're Batman and the Joker half brothers.
I mean, I wanted to ask the audience if they knew anything like the background of the comics or something like that.
Yeah. It's the comics are so weird. Like DC, I think has it right now. There's 3 different Jokers at the same time, and that's why they're so inconsistent between each other.
Okay.
But this version of Joker, I mean, it's just fascinating. Like the other the more traditional Joker, he falls into chemicals, bleaches his face white and his hair green, and then you know, he has plastic surgery that tries to fix his face but gives him a permanent smile. And then Dark Knight version, he just has these weird scars on his face, you know, and he paints his face, you know, and the green in his hair is pretty subtle, you know. And this one, like it's a slow transformation. He paints his face, and it's interesting because like every photo you see of Joaquin Phoenix doing his version of the Joker, like it's obvious he's not smiling, you know, like even though the face is painted like a smile, like he's never happy, really.
Right.
And like and one of the tragic things about him, like he had like brain damage or something when he faced trauma and was like feeling strong, you know, sad emotions. Instead of crying, he would laugh. And I'm like, whoa. And like you see him laughing, and at first you're like, is he laughing? Is he faking it? And I'm like, no, he's actually crying. Like, and he's getting like choked up, like, like
right.
you go, like it was great. Oh,
Yeah, his performance was amazing.
yeah. I mean, he knocked it out of the park.
He absolutely did. It's
And
a grand slam.
Like, and I wasn't really looking online because there's going to be so many obvious comparisons between Heath Ledger's performance and Joaquin Phoenix's, but I think Joaquin Phoenix was able to, you know, separate it quite a bit.
Right.
Like, and I think there has been quite a bit of time in between the Dark Knight movies, and because I think Nolan's trilogy started mid-2000s. So it's been a while since we've seen a Joker that we liked. And there was that Jared Leto Joker in the middle in Suicide Squad that everybody hated and was barely in the film. So that kind of, I think, cleared the slate. And that version of Joker, he was just he did have his skin dyed, but he was tattooed to high heck. It was really only had a smiling tattoos on his body, like he'd have one here, so like he just covered his mouth laughing, or like this, it'd always have a smile in that area.
Yeah,
very strange.
I don't remember that joke. I remember it, but like not.
No, yeah, it's very forgettable.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll ever see that version again.
As far as Joker goes, I'm gonna go with Heath Ledger. I think Heath Ledger probably played a better Joker.
Yeah, Heath Ledger did an excellent job. So Heath Ledger's Joker, definitely more playful. Like the photo we got right now is where he walks into the mob boss meeting and demands to be paid to kill the Batman.
Right.
Great scene.
Yes.
I mean, he kills somebody with a pencil, you know.
It makes it disappear.
Yeah. Just good stuff.
This new Joker, it shows more the transformation of. I think I was telling my friend, I went to see with my friend, and I was telling her like the movie could have done great even if it wasn't the Joker.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody was saying, like, there's some people who were saying, why make this the Joker? This could be a person.
Yep.
You know, who just happens to become a killer clown.
Right.
But then again, if you did that, there'd be too many people being like, oh, that's the Joker.
Right.
You know, like I actually wanted to write a horror movie script about a non-magical clown, and I was looking up like, where are the non-supernatural clown movies? And the only ones I could find were Joker related. Like everyone's like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, It. I mean, just all supernatural. There's one where like the guy's cursed and slowly turns into like a demon clown. And like he gets big feet. And it's weird as heck.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Gwen says he should win Oscar for Best Actor.
I agree with Gwen 100%.
Yeah, I do not want to be another actor who's turning in a serious role this year, because I think Joaquin has it.
Yeah.
I mean, so many levels to the character. Like I said with his laugh, I want to go back and just watch how he laughs, because there are points where he's doing a fake laugh. One point in particular, when he gets his gun from his coworker clown, and the coworker clown does this terrible joke making fun of the little person coworker, and Joaquin Phoenix is laughing way too loud, just way too loud and way too long. And the little person's like, "What the hell, Arthur?" You know?
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets around the corner, he shuts off the laugh, showing everybody it was fake. And I'm like, "Oh, that's so weird."
Yeah.
Or like when he's sitting at the comedy club and he's taking notes on like what makes jokes funny, he's laughing at the wrong moments. Like everybody else in the crowd's laughing at the punchlines, he's laughing at the setup.
Yeah.
So like it's just showing like his view of comedy is just completely inverse of everybody else's.
Yeah, it shows where he's going into madness, you know.
Right. And like I loved the end, like when he was talking about like, well, comedy's subjective, you know. Like he did a knock knock joke and he's like, "Knock knock, who's there? Ma'am, it's the police. Your son's been killed in a drunk driving accident." I cracked up in the theater. Nobody else was laughing. And I'm cracking up and I'm like, "Oh shoot."
Oh my God.
I was like, while watching this film, I was like, "Oh geez, I laugh at stuff no one else thinks is funny."
Same here. I was laughing. I was the only one laughing in the audience. I was like, "What the hell?" Like,
Yeah, what
to
part-
me it was funny when the little man can't reach the chain.
That was hilarious.
And
Oh my
everybody
God.
was like, "Oh," because you know it looks like he's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
and I'm like cracking up.
I was cracking up too. The part I could not stop laughing when he's like doing the clown act in the hospital, right? And he's like, "Everybody stop your feet if you're happy." And then his gun drops out. And I was laughing all the way through the next scene. I could not stop, and nobody else was laughing. And I'm like getting really self-conscious about my own laugh in the theater.
I was too, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna laugh because it's funny.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
The part I was laughing at the most when he shot De Niro in the head.
Love the music too and the dancing. Yeah, like his weird like Tai Chi movements. Like at first it was like really subtle, and then it became more, exuberant. It was great. He was just having the time of his life. And that's another thing too. I dance for no reason. Like I kept watching this film and like there's similarities between me and the Joker. And I'm like, "Oh shit."
It's just,
Should I get examined?
No, of course not. It's
Yeah.
just- people are like too self-conscious. They worry about what other people think,
Yeah.
Anyways.
So Rachel Williams said, "I feel Mom and I were laughing at parts we weren't supposed to as well." So yeah, and I think that's what the movie lays out for you is like all these different kinds of comedy too. Like there was slapstick, like when he walks into the glass door. Oh man, I was just great because like he's like almost fully the Joker,
Yeah.
Like, like he feels like he's the cock of the walk, and then boom, hits the glass door. And the police are like, "Oh, that's an exit."
It's more Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. Just funny stuff. Oh, and like he smooches like the old lady on the show.
Apparently that's from an old movie.
Oh,
I saw some kind of clip that was comparing it to the old movie.
okay.
It's like an old film. I don't have it with me.
Like King of Comedy or
Something like that.
Okay.
Right.
Because Robert De Niro.
Oh no, actually it's from a comic.
Okay.
He does it in a comic, yeah.
But yeah, it didn't. I thought Robert De Niro nailed late night talk show host. Like he was the quintessential talk show host. I could have seen like Jimmy Kimmel doing the exact same stuff.
I was thinking Jay Leno.
Yeah, very Jay Leno. Like yeah, a lot of talk show hosts have very similar, shticks. Making fun of poor saps, just trying to do their best, and like yeah. Oh, I liked when we finally saw him do stand up and it just was not going well and it was awkward, and then he started getting some laughs, not the biggest laughs, but some, it was interesting. And then taken out of context, Robert De Niro just making fun of him. The only thing I knew from the trailers is Robert De Niro's not getting out of this movie alive. I was like, there's no way.
I mean, I think it was just because it is Robert De Niro, but when he shot him in the head, I was cracking up too. I was like the only one laughing. I was like busting out in laughter.
I don't know what my reaction was. I was like, yeah.
I mean, not so much because he killed them. It's just because it's Robert De Niro.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair.
It's Robert De Niro. He's talking smack. You got what's coming to you, and blast. He gets blasted.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Gwen Williams, the old lady's face made me laugh so hard. I think reaction when she got kissed. I noticed he does not kill the people that were nice to him, and only the ones that were mean to him. So yeah, this Joker, I think it's all about him dealing with his own trauma. It seems like when it comes to dealing with kids, apparently he was abused as a child. So when he's doing the funny faces on the bus and the mom's like, leave my kid alone.
Leave my kid alone.
He starts crying, laughing, and it's so bizarre. His mother's a little out of it too, and she always says how she calls him happy because he's always the happy little boy. Well, he has this illness. He can't cry apparently. He laughs, but there's tears coming out of his eyes. It so many times that blue
face paint.
Yeah, is just streaked, It's interesting. He's like the sad clown, a literal sad clown. It's amazing. And then at the very tail end, I think he really is laughing. He actually is happy. And it's whoa, he finally got his real laughs, know? Even though he's really twisted and messed up, he's finally who he's supposed to be, sort of,
Right. Did you notice that his jacket wasn't purple?
Yes, I love that decision. We didn't need the purple jacket anymore. But it's interesting though. It's a deep burgundy orange, a brownish orangish color, and then a bluish greenish color. But you mix those two together, maybe you get purple.
Maybe.
And I liked how subtle the green hair was, you don't even really notice it, and most of the movie he didn't have the green hair. He started off with a bald cap with green fuzz, like a Bozo the Clown, green hair, but he loses that pretty quick in the movie, and then he eventually just dyes his hair. And that scene, he's dyeing his hair and he's just painting his face. And then the guy who sold him the gun comes over. And yeah, when he stabs him in the neck and then the blood splatters on his face.
No, Arthur, why Arthur?
Oh, Arthur. And I love that the little person had a British accent, Australian accent. It was brilliant. Arthur, oh, terrible, but great. And I wonder, I don't know if it was the lighting, but take a look at the when he has his green hair, the red in his makeup looks much darker. I'm wondering if he just grabbed blood from the guy he just killed and smeared it on his face.
I don't know. That would be a good.
Because it definitely looks darker.
Yeah.
So Rachel says masking his sadness with laughs. Essentially, yeah. And it's there's always that correlation. If someone's laughing, going, it sounds a little bit like crying.
Sometimes it's hard to distinguish.
Exactly.
They're very similar.
Yeah, like sides of the same coin, and yeah, and like I've laughed so hard where it's hard to breathe, you choke up, and he like definitely chokes, like really good choking work. Like I don't know how he did that consistently.
Yeah, my favorite movie this year was Booksmart. I'm gonna rank this one higher than Booksmart actually.
And you only put see it this month?
I'm gonna say
Man.
see it this month. You know?
Oh my, you are so fun. Never change, Sergio.
But I didn't give the other one. The other one I said watch it eventually in theaters. too.
Okay. Yeah, this definitely takes the cake for me for the year. Do you want to touch upon any of Joaquin Phoenix's other stuff? You mentioned Gladiator.
And would you say her?
Her's good.
What else has he made?
I could dive into Signs a little bit. I really enjoy Signs.
But he's like the side actor there.
Right, but I love Signs because usually they keep the monster hidden, and right away the little girl's like, "There's a monster outside my window. Can I have a glass of water?" And then so Mel Gibson puts her back in the bed. He looks out the window. There's an alien outlined in shadow. It's like, oh, there it is, and like there's like a music spike right there. It just sets the tone for the whole movie. And then Joaquin Phoenix and him is like, oh, it's probably those boys. They're back, you got to swear. And Mel Gibson used to be a preacher, and he's like, I don't know how to swear.
Oh.
And he's just, it's great. Other Joaquin Phoenix stuff. Oh, I had a list. Johnny Cash. He played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line.
He was the main character?
Yeah, he played Johnny Cash. He sings a little bit.
I never saw it.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
But that's riding Johnny Cash's fame.
Yes, I'm here in Folsom Prison. Yeah, he did a great job as Johnny Cash. Like,
All right, you know what? I'll give you some credit, but not Bill Hader. Okay.
Okay, fine. But yeah, he also did. There was a movie where like he joins a cult, and it's really good. It's the something. Not The Master.
The Master.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of The Master? So basically there's this cult, and like he's like a vagabond drifter, and so he joins the cult, and like he cozies up to like the cult leader, and like he's trying his hardest to get out the program because he's also mentally out of it. And so like he tries to he fights against the cult system, and it's just a constant battle the whole movie. And it's just him showing his acting chops. Really good stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, he knows how to pick roles. Oh, didn't we see Sisters Brothers last year?
No.
Oh, well, I saw it. He was good in that too. I think it's on Hulu right now.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Don't worry, he won't get far on foot. It's where he is an alcoholic in a wheelchair.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so everybody's worried about him because he's gonna drink himself to death. But he's crippled, and he's like, why not drink myself to death? I haven't seen it, but I forgot he was in Hotel 49.
No, Ladder 49.
Ladder 49, but it was it was in high school when it came out, and my football team went to go see it, and it was depressing as heck. Because it's like Joaquin Phoenix trapped in a fire, and then it's like flashbacks to him training as a fireman, and John Travolta's in it.
Oh my God.
Yep. So lots of good films. Gwen says pseudo boobar. Is that how you say that? Pseudo boobar effect is a real condition. So probably the laughing instead of crying thing, or uncontrollable laughter, I assume. Uncontrollable laughter are uncontrollable crying. Yeah. Thanks for that, Gwen. Shoot, that sucks, man. But it's interesting, when it came out, because you know, when the mom shut him down for doing the faces, also on the train when these three guys were harassing the woman, right? So someone getting victimized seems to trigger him, you know. But when he's getting his butt kicked, he doesn't laugh. Like, you know, that's interesting. Like when he's feeling like physical pain, he's not laughing. It's emotional pain, you know. And when he's angry, like when he stopped by the Wayne's house and like was talking to Bruce Wayne and the butler Alfred, you assume it's Alfred even though they don't name him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you could tell he was pissed, you know. So when he's angry, the laughter doesn't come out. So it's like trauma or sadness, you know.
Somebody brought up a good question. Do you think they're going to make a sequel to this movie?
I really don't know. I kind of love it as a one-off,
Me too. I was hoping they don't make a sequel.
but like I'm very hopeful it'll just stay as its own perfect thing because no post-credit scenes. You know, all these comic book movies, like no matter what, it seems like they throw something at the end to say there's going to be another movie. Hellboy. Oh, there's Abe Sapien, and he's a very muscular fish.
I mean, look at the Avengers. They just ruined them, you know? No, I'm just messing with you.
No, I mean, yeah, and it's interesting. DC is kind of saying, hey, all these movies don't have to be connected, you know? Like Suicide Squad, like even early on, they knew Suicide Squad was not going to really connect with Aquaman, you know, and vice versa. You know, they did a Joker in Suicide Squad. It's not this Joker. They're not going to show this Joker in relation to that Harley Quinn. Like, you know, it's nice that not everything has to mesh together. I think, you know, that's what Disney's going to be dealing with because they got a bunch more properties now. Like, and also, like, they were going to let Spider-Man go and just have Sony do it. But luckily, Tom Holland fought and was like, no, let's keep it in the MCU. It's working. I think Sony, you know, they looked at the numbers like, oh, we did 1.1 billion, you know, even if we're only getting 40% of that, that's still probably more than what we could do on our own. So, lots of interesting stuff. Won't they have to him go against Batman someday? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. He's not the villain. I think the movie was more of his transition from being normal to being the Joker.
Well, normal. Like he had issues.
I mean, but he was stable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
true that.
Now he's unstable, really unstable.
Very unstable.
That's why I said the movie would have done just as well if it wasn't the Joker. You know?
Right. They got Robert Pattinson to be the new Batman, and they announced 6 villains he's gonna face, which I'm like, 6? But yeah, I didn't even bother to look up the list of villains they announced because I'm not terribly interested in Batman right now. You know, until they show me something, I'm not terribly interested. But you know, and I don't think Joaquin Phoenix would, like, he's very principled actor. I don't think he would do another movie, you know?
I hope not.
Yeah,
Leave this little gemstone alone, you know?
Yeah, and like they showed, okay, he did get locked up in Arkham. Like I was surprised he got loose, you know.
Yeah, the ending was really weird. I didn't like the ending. Like,
What do you mean?
I didn't like the ending where the cop is taking him and they praise him and he does this little statue thing. From the moment he killed the late
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro, like from there, like it got kind of weird and you know, like
Yeah.
But the whole movie was excellent.
I kind of like that ending. Like, you know, I was like, oh, I don't want it to end. I wanted to keep going, and him going to jail or Arkham, you know, that would kill it for me. But like showing the chaos of the city, like it's so funny. Like he says how like he felt invisible, and finally people are starting to notice. Like that's a very schizophrenic thing to think you're invisible or don't exist. Like that's straight up schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And like feeling validated for once in his life. You know, it's like, whoa, that's interesting.
You know when he was dating the neighbor girl too?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was like hallucinating, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he hallucinated the picture too.
Oh, I didn't think of that. But it almost seemed like the movie said, oh, he realizes he hallucinated that whole thing. Well, that coincided with the delusion of his mother, though, that you know he believed his mother, but since that went away, too, that he was in a relationship kind of went away. But I saw that being fake pretty early on. I'm like, no way that this is really happening. Like for sure, when Zazie Beetz was in the hospital with them, I'm like, oh no, this is fake.
Oh wait, she's at the comedy club too.
Yeah, at the comedy club, like that's where I first like, oh, this is probably not real, and then it like hammered it in at when she was at the hospital.
I knew when I was watching it that there was going to be a lot of things that either he sees or not sees, and they're not giving it to the audience. You know. All right. Anything else?
I'm good. Any last comments? Cyborg Man says, "Hey, what's up? I love this movie, but do we have to see the Joker dance in his briefs in slow motion?"
I love it. He's wearing nice briefs.
Wasn't he wearing a gun? Was that the scene with his gun?
I don't know.
Or no, he was dyeing his hair. I love the scene where he's dancing with the gun and it accidentally goes off.
I thought he was gonna like roll his arms backwards and do like a jump rope thing around it. You know when you double joint it?
Yeah, he seemed double jointed. Cyborg Man also says, she was the only person in the movie to like his comedy. She was definitely fake. Very good point, Cyborg Man. Thanks for. I would have never thought of that.
What?
That she was the only one who appreciated his comedy, so she had to be part of his mind. Like no one else in the world thinks he's funny, even though we, the audience, find him very funny.
Yeah.
But we're divorced from it. We're not hanging out with a murderous clown.
Oh.
You know.
We're not? Okay.
You would. You would hang. But yeah, much like Venom last year, I went out and bought white face paint and blue face paint and red face paint. I'm definitely doing the Joker for Halloween this year, man.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, thanks for joining us. Man, 40 minutes flew by. Normally we like to stick around 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but I mean, this movie warranted a bigger conversation. So thanks for joining us, guys. But yeah, if you weren't able to get all your thoughts out, please continue to leave your comments. And yeah, join us for next week. I think Addams Family comes out next week. We might give you an extra week to watch it, and we might just take next week off. But I think Addams Family, the animated one, would be a good one. And Jexy also comes out, and the Will Smith movie, Gemini Man, also comes out next week.
Okay.
But if we do push it back 2 weeks and you guys are interested in Gemini Man, let us know, and we might cover Gemini Man as well. Just get at us. Our social medias is all at Post Credits Show, and yeah, we always post up photos on there that you can comment under as soon as you see a film. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Serge.
And I'm Ronnie, and see you next time.